Alright, muri yeZimbabwe kusangana kwatiri kuita zvakarepo pano pazimunyosi update apo patinoda kupa first hand update anonga ari kuitika munyika yedu yeZimbabwe. So kana uri mutsva usabve pano usina kusubscribe kulike nekushare. So tine retired generals vari go against president Emerson Mnangagwa zvavari kuita muno munyika yeZimbabwe apo pavakabuda vasina kuoneka, then vakazodzokera vakazobvunzwa vachitaura kuti mambo kana vachinge vaenda kwavaenda zvinene kuti kuoneka munhu kana kusaoneka munhu hazvitomborine kana nevanhu. So ma-ex combatants vakutaura kuti no, vaMnangagwa ngo vasatore nyika kutoita sort of like i-private tuckshop yavo. So vari kutaurawo vachiti ndipresident Rudziko asikatombobvunzwo kana corruption iri kuitika munyika. Tiri kuona kuti ana William Ruto kuKenya kwakanetsa nhau yecorruption, wakapinda maministers vakadini vakambobvisa vamwe vanhu vari kunzi vari kunyanya kuita corruption, ndo president iyeye bo. So tiri kuona kuti munomo sort of like kuzvipinza, munhu unongo kwazvipinza wega muri yeZimbabwe. So zvafa unongosina kana basa nezvakawanda, unongositomborana kana basa nezvakawanda because kana uchinge wakazvipinza wega kaunyengereri munhu kachimwe, unonyengerera munhu pachiku. Because tiri kuona kuti ma-MPs vanouya kumaruzevha vachinyengerera vanhu vachipa vanhu tumagunanzo vachididi vachiwimbisa vanhu vachiita sei ndo zvinoitwa mapresident ekudzimwe nyika. Even kana ana Mugabe cheche wanga utori nani because ana Mugabe cheche although vairiga zvavo but waitombouya vachinyengerera vanhu vachiita sei vachididi zvido zvevanhu vachimbodidi dimwe. You know, uyo aripo haatonyengereri munhu because anongoziva kuti ndongozviisa nawo akutoita kingdom yake. Ndosaka muri kuona na Chief Justice Luke Malaba vakaritaiswa. So tiri kuona panapa muri yeZimbabwe pakanyorwa nema-ex combatants vari kutaura kutoti fellow chichiri kuitika pa fellow Zimbabwean, I am not an old soldier. I have seen things that do not leave a man. I stood at Heroes Acre. I buried comrades whose blood brought this freedom. I helped restore the legacy in 2017, not so that one man could turn the presidency into a personal kingdom. Ma-ex combatants ari kunyora izvo muri yeZimbabwe, ma-retired generals tiri kuona kuti ana Henry Muchena, ana Winston Sigauke nevamwe vakasiyana-siyana especially nema-war veteran vari kutaura kuti zvinhu izvozvo hazviite. So tiri kuona vari panyora kunzi President Emerson Mnangagwa must know this, you are a president not a king. Mukudzwa vari kunyora kuti ngavazive kuti ndipresident havasi king. You are elected to serve the people and the constitutional of the Republic of Zimbabwe, not to rule as if the country is your private tuckshop. Muri kuona muri yeZimbabwe hanzi usati madhire kutoti this is not a private tuckshop. Ma-ex combatants vari kutaura zvinhu izvozvo muri yeZimbabwe. Tiri kuona pana panyorwa kunzi a sitting head of state has no business sneaking in and out of his a sitting head of state has no business sneaking in and out of his own country like a common criminal under a cover of darkness. Inawe kubuda kwakaita manheru payapo natikofukulukwa vachienda kuBelarus without protocols, without notice to the nation he had. How does a president leave the bags of gold and returning boasting that he does not need to be asked? Wakataura paya nanambotara paya kutoti wakatotaura wega ari kubvunzana Ruben Barwa akatoti mambo wabvunzwi ani mazvona mambo wabvunzwi wakazvitaurira wega chimwe. This is not leadership. Tikuona panapa this is the behavior of someone who has forgotten that power is temporary and accountable. The same God that should build schools, hospitals and roads for our people is allegedly being moved to secrets where the nation starves. A president cannot claim to fight corruption. Apa muri yeZimbabwe wanoda kuti president asikatombofaitwa kana corruption kana kuita sei. Izvo hazviko muri yeZimbabwe, zvazviko. Where his name and family keep surfacing in gold smuggling scandals. Tiri kuona panapa tiri kuti tiende kuna Temba Muliswa ndokutaura kwaita kudhara kutaura kwaakuita pari zvino sabhuku Temba Muliswa. Bose tiri kuona kuti pari kubuda nhau yekuti Chivhayo akasungisisa anonzi Sonja Madzakatiri aiva ex-wife yake iyaya. Ndofunga muri kuona apa Temba Muliswa apa ndo pazotaurawo because toziva kuti anofevhera vanhu vane mari kavanonga vari kubuditsa mari but apa ataurawo chokwadi apa chichi chimwe ndo unhu hwake wekudhara waita kunyatsotaura chokwadi chiri pachena chichi chimwe. One bubble will burst soon. This is a pure civil matters which did not warrant the police making a war criminal issue about unfortunately CG Mutamba is all about money and muri yeZimbabwe ari kutora chokwadi apa chii chimwe kutoti wiki nochi vaanongangobhadhirana Mutamba chete kuti wadini wasungisise wasunge sonja about money and the serious dread the professional state of the ZRP. I was once arrested because he had been paid by the Chinese. Tiri kuona vana ava iye ari kuti ndakambosungiswa Mutamba abhadhwa nemachina saka now ari kuti so Mutamba anokatobhadhwa nachivhayo kuti asunge sonja muri yeZimbabwe. When the two officers were asked that crime I had committed by admit they were simply working on instruction muri yeZimbabwe. Ndo zviri kuitika munomu because munogona kusungwa usina kana mhosva kachii chimwe kutongosungwa usina kana mhosva instruction chete ngonzi ende unosunge nhingi nyange usina mhosva anotoenda mupurisa haana nguva yekubvunza kuti aparamura mhosva yeyi tosunyora dhoketi chitishi hakuna nguva yakadaro munomu. So tira kuti tinzwe makomboredi panapa muri yeZimbabwe vari kupatsanura nhaurwa yaNelson Chamisa tinzwe kuti zvinenge
when advocate Nelson Chamisa have that dinner last time, we saw him, he come. Earlier in the year, you saw him. He took some couple of questions that day. He left, right? Then today we got a daily news. Yakazoana. Like right now we don't know and vachawaya full audio. Chavakwanisa izvezvi ndezvozvo zvima-extract zvavagera vakaunza nditi vati vane full audio. Then you are telling us kuti our leader nema-communication channels ese anotipa isizvo, he decided to go to daily news and do whatever he do there. And him is saying this thing is citizen-centered. Iye azoenda kudaily news uko isu vanhu vake tisingazvizivi, haana kudzoka akatiudza kuti vanhu ndandaenda kudaily news interview yakuti hazokubuda through like I don't know. Then today taanetuma audio
pakaenda kwamisread akakudza here.
Let me finish.
Ndati pakaenda kwamisread akakudza here.
But doctor, you're not comparing apples with apples, Uncle Jed. That's an unfair question.
It was
live.
No.
It was produced live on the radio station. Is it kupiwa chakadaro? It's not the same thing.
But kwamisread tablet yacho ninge yakamira sei? Station yacho ninge yakamira sei?
Takazvinzwa tega paredio.
But no, I'm saying you are you are ignoring some of the things that I mentioned. Kutizoni, I gave assumptions. I'm not saying Kutizoni, that is what happened. But I am saying Kuti, knowing, because Ostalos told us Kuti daily news is more or less like a Zanupi is like Herald, which is the mouthpiece. Kwamis read
interview akawanda muupenyu hwangu. Interviews noreva kuti wabvunzwa mubvunzo ukapindura. Kana munhu achida kureleasa.
This just to say, yes, it's because it's an open platform and everyone has to speak their mind. I think that's where we have to get it. Because as Zimbabweans, are we mature enough to have that discussion and that conversation? Yes, a point can be challenged, a point can be, raised, a point can be, someone bring a different point. But what's coming out is whether this conversation is a 2-hour conversation, whether the conversation has been given in nuggets. At the end of the day, I think what Zimbabweans we have missed is to say there's been accusations, these people have done A, B, C, D, but there's been no evidence. And I think we've heard that whereby confirmed journalists or confirmed people that we think, they will bring out these sources out. Because, for example, if someone is being blamed and there's blame and there's no evidence coming, our request, we as people, as just natural people, we are asking to say, can you bring the evidence out? Can you, if there's someone we feel kuti somebody is doing something wrong, can you bring it out in the open to say kuti, okay, there's evidence? Because I feel, uncle, what has happened is we've had so many talks and there's no evidence, and then it all comes hearsay. So I think there's always that element where Zimbabweans want to know the truth. Kuti, yeah, please just bring it out. And I do understand. Could my journalists want to bring matizas and want to bring things in just small increments, but at the end of the day, where we are as a country, like for example, Cap 3 is real, right? Once they take this thing over, we are all done. Tinogona kuramba tichitaura panapa, but Gananda will go away with this thing. So are we going to defend that? Are we going to come out and stuff? So I think there's that element where, as Zimbabweans, we need to come together. We need to unite. We need to say, these things are no. So, Uncle, I get where you're coming from. I think you've been open enough to say kuti mune sources and you are nokpai, and that's fair enough. And you know what? If people challenge it, fair enough, they need to challenge it. And if those challenges also you have to, if there are people challenging from the audience, I think that's also fair enough. So I think this conversation needs to happen. But at the end of the day, maybe let's continue with the people that are on the platform.
Moftetas. Ndangobvunza kuti kweyo masiya wenyu anga ari kuembassy uku sutu dzacho vakadzitenga kuZimbabwe.
No, I think one machina machina anowabikira maningi masizes.
Ku-UK havagone kutengeserwa masutu akati dzikame. Zvangooneka kuti munhu wacho ndewe kuZimbabwe kumana.
Yeah, ndavasira malink. Ndofunga ndavasira malink. I think they'll go there.
Kana Nivea chaiyo handifungi kuti vanotomboiziva. Because sandishena iyoyoyo kuti munhu shuwa munhu ari kundimbunyikidza neshena yakadaro.
Yeah, pakaipa. So, Uncle, I don't know who was coming next.
I think it's me. I'm not gonna take time.
Vision, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks very much. Thanks, Ango and Mkuma Titus. Yes. I think the challenge at Nayo also is that we only know the Chamisa who's anenga buda pachena kana rokufamba, but we don't know what he is fighting behind the scenes. Saka those some of the things is not gonna connect. I've always have a problem on both the ZANU-PF or government and the opposition. Ne Madara, those who have been in the political arena for a very long time, they are the biggest problem. They will never allow any young person to kuti anyatsotungamira zvakanaka kana kuti take part. They always want to pull the person down. Ndofunga behind the scene, that is the challenge inachamisa. Saka now maaudio kana akubuda aya, he will be giving, but ari kupa machallenges ari kusangana nawo, but people don't want to hear that. Those are the realities of things. Madhara anorwisa whether kuopposition kwaanga ari ikoko paakamira paya, it was Madhara again, those who have been in the political arena for a very long time fighting him. Then it becomes a real problem. So then the other part ndeyekuti ndofunga kuti there are people who understand Chamisa very well. Ndofunga kuti ivavo vanhu regai vangoramba vachingo understand Chamisa the way that which they understood him. Kune vanhu vanotonyatsomunzwisisa. I think those are some of the people vari kuti no, there is no clarity, and for sure if we are to listen kuma audio acho 1 minute aya anonetsa kuti nyaya yacho inyatsonzwiswa kuti nyaya yacho yange yari yechii.
get a video of the president that's very compromising, and that is what now being arrested and detained for.
Man,
That
can
I
you
because
mute your thing?
Okay, I've muted Cooksman. Go ahead, Vinny.
Yeah, so in Dobunga, people should not focus on Chamisa, but there's a KB3 that is there at the moment. That is what people should focus on. Chamisa anodiwa aenda agara anotongodiwa whether pane zvataurika zvadini because he has also proved kuti he is for the people, and saka zvinotora time that reputation that he has built kuti ingo vanhu vangokarika vakutongoti no because Chamisa ati zvakati and stuff like that. And then the mistake yandofunga probably he did is that being someone ane ma-enemies akawanda, to respond to that in the first place under the pressure yana Hopio and the other guys vainyora, he was not supposed even to respond to it because there are more important things that he should focus on. Now he responded, and then the paper responded, and then we are trying to justify and all those kind of. If he had not responded at all, I know there were a lot of people wachiti no ngaatiresponde ngaataure ndozvaataura here ndozvaaita. That's politics that is being played. Saka vanomuteya kuti auye kuzoita deny or to accept. So I think ndofunga kuti that is, in my view, it's a mistake that he should not do. He's not supposed to respond to everything. Some of the
Right.
things zvofana kungosiiwa zvichienda. I thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, my brother.
Andinozotaura kuti I support him, saka totongoramba tichifamba naye.
Okay, fine by. No, thank you, Vision. Vision, I don't know the Vision 2030 or 2040, but anyway, we appreciate you, brother.
1 minute move. Just 1 minute.
Apeza. You do Jeramira. Majube, please go next.
Thanks, Titus. Before I completely disagree with everyone, I am well done for you guys for going to the embassy. The conversation the conversation we just had is a reflection of the issue that we've been having since 2023. We're in a repeated cycle. Something important happens. Something comes out about Chamisa. Everybody stands in defense of Chamisa. We lose focus. But thing is, these things have been adding up. And there comes a point where people just need to, those who are subscribed to him or whatever, you need to speak to him. And you need to tell him that these things can't keep coming up. They're a distraction and they're a problem. The fact that people can say that we've been discussing a 2-minute audio, it shows that there's an underlying problem. It shows that there is something that people are trying to get across that is not getting across. And it shows that there is a consistent barrier to people getting that message across. I know people defend him because you love him, but you're not doing anybody any favors. You're not doing the country any favors. Because if we got to a point where people would say, I would go to the toilet for Zimbabwe, where people would say some of the things they say, and they are saying them for Zimbabwe and not for Chamisa, then things would be in a different level. Don't leave your leader. Love your leader, it's fine. I don't think anybody cares that you follow Chamisa. I think where the problem comes in is where things are consistently in a cycle, and that cycle constantly revolves around Chamisa and the same people. Guys, we need to move forward. We need to move forward. And the thing is, there is a lot of denial of certain issues that we have as an opposition. There's a lot of denial of the fact that if you stand up here and say, this is not right, I do not believe in this, all of you, the same people will be saying this person is ZANU-PF. It shows there's a fracture in the opposition, and we need to get to the root cause of that fracture. Zimbabwe must come first. leaders come second. If a leader has made a mistake, he must be sat down and talked to. If you don't want to speak to him in public, go to him and speak to him as his supporters and tell him it cannot be consistently like this, that you always grab the headlines when people are supposed to be focused on other things. It's becoming annoying. And the defense of indefensible things is even more annoying. Because what people do is they what is that football term? Vano paka bus, right? And defend. There's certain things that can say, no, this thing was taken out of context. These people misunderstood this. Sorry, this is not what I meant. But this is the interview that I had, and this is what I said, and this is what it was about. But what consistently happens is Daily News said something, you dared them to come back to you. They dared you by bringing back someone. You dare them again. They'll dare you again. And everybody is stuck in that cycle. Because a lot of you guys are opposition people that are important to the struggle. And we keep trying to hold you with kids' gloves because we don't want to lose you. We want to be a part of the team that you're in. But it's becoming a problem. Please, guys, you need to talk to Chamisa. You teach people how to treat you. You teach leaders how to treat you. You teach the kind of leader that we're going to have after ZANU-PF. We're shaping them now. And the leader has to know they're held accountable. A leader has to know that if I say this and I make this mistake, I must apologize. I must make amends for it. That is 2 minutes, but it takes up so much of our time because there is so much there that people are. It confirms some people's biases, and it makes some people jump onto defense mode. Meaning we're consistently divided because we're consistently fighting for certain things. Did any one of you ask for verification? Did any one of you ask for the entire interview and ask for context? Any other leader, did any one of you ask for that context? You don't do it. It's hypocrisy. And it's damaging the opposition because we don't know where to stand. Especially some of us that are just trying to get to understand, to do something. Hypocrisy needs to stop. Chamisa is your leader, yes. No one cares. Let him be your leader. But Garaipa Simnaye and tell him to stop being a distraction. And you guys stop defending things that are indefensible. Stop being hypocrites. If you expect a standard of evidence for one person, expect it for all. If you go to the toilet for Chamisa and die in the toilet for Chamisa, die in the toilet for your country. Have that agency for your country. Stop this nonsense. Come on, guys. Let him lead you, but talk to him. This cannot carry on. At this point, to be honest, I just don't care anymore what you guys think. Because I'm trying. Everybody is trying to be quiet and say, let's go with these guys, whatever they say. But it's getting ridiculous. Come on, guys. Please. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Matube, for that. Some people agree with you.
Hakuna policing.
Hold on, Bartholomew. Hold on. Some people agree with you. Some people don't, Matube. But yeah, definitely. So this is a platform where everyone puts their opinions, and you are welcome. And obviously, people are listening. We've got over 300 people listening at almost 4 minutes to 11 UK time. I think that's just before midnight in Zimbabwe, SA. So very much people are interested in the conversation, which is very interesting, Uncle Jet. But let's move on promptly with the speakers that are on the platform. So we've got Mwendas, we've got Kunzanan, we've got Coxman. Hold on.
Martini.
Hold on. No, I didn't say that. Owen Wambotaura.
Guys.
No, Owen Wambotaura. Hold on, Wambotaura. Owen.
Kusman anakutaura.
Well, ndajoina later. I've not heard Cooksman. I've not heard Mwendas. I've not heard Kunzanani. And I've not heard Gesham.
But Cooksman ataura.
Okay, Kanataura, that's fine. Thanks, Owen Chari. All right, in that case, can I move on to Mwendas? Then I'll move on to Gesham. I'll move on to Kunzanani.
Thank you, Mofu. Nyamasha, thank you. Mofu, your team, Nachenai, well done, guys. I wish everybody we can do what you did. I couldn't come to space. I was listening. Woo, I was itching. You know what, Mof Taters? They pretend to love Jamisa Pano. And when they hear the come, he is not going to be a better leader. What? And you ask them, who is your leader? They don't have a leader. Show us a leader who is better than Chamisa. And then we can come tell us his ideology, tell us what they can do. Tororo, you don't have anything. Whenever you hear about Chamisa, you come and counter and try to denigrate him all the time. You guys also talk about unity. But you come right now, it's a 2 minutes audio. We don't have the whole vision of 4 hours. I thought everybody, yes.
Yeah, I can hear that receive a message. Anzi Mwendas is always going to defend Chamisa. Is he going to say something else different? But anyway, whoever said that.
I've got my own right.
It's because they don't have their leader.
No, that's fine. I was just letting you know. Go ahead.
Amanaga, mirai amana. Ngatiite conversation iri kuenderana netopic yatinayo. Inini I said, from the beginning, it's not about personalities, but it is about interrogating what is out there. That was my starting point. That right there was my starting point. And I'll stick to what I said in my introduction. This is what, we intend, to do. So if you want us to reduce, this conversation into discussing, personalities, I don't know.
Yeah, I missed your intro, Uncle, but yeah, I get you.
I don't know.
So I had just to tell Mwendas Guti, yeah. Pane wangu varukuti Anzi, you always come with the personalized, but anyway.
It is your reaction. Munga react.
But more Yamasisa. You let other people bash what I'm.
Don't let other people bash what I'm. No.
I'm not saying you let.
We let the conversation go. We let people say their opinions.
I'm not a defender of Chamisa.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. Is this conversation that myself I'm off topic or in the same topic?
No, and that is only.
No, you're not.
Yeah, that is only. Give Munungapi reaction yake.
Okay.
What I'm saying with let us because the tikazoita with this inge could defend Chamisa or not defend Chamisa.
No, myself, I'm just looking at that reaction, and I'm also referring to other people who came earlier on. I cannot be a leader of this country in future, and I have to reply to them, Yamasu.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I think Uncle was just. I think he was just redirecting the conversation as the host, which I understand.
It's not because myself. In any young defend our Chinese, it's my democratic rights and more like that. So, if people say that I defend what Chinese, last election. There were 6 million who were eligible to vote SPSEC. 2 million vakavhotera Chamisa, vamwe vakanzi 2 million vavhotera Kuzano. So who might not like Chamisa vakanovhota somewhere. Saka it's zvinonzwika. But let's be factual. When you get 2 minutes, you must come up with we need to know the real 2 hours. They say complete. Nyaya yanga ichibva nekupi ichienda nekupi.
kana tanzwa 2 hours dzese, and then you can put your reaction. But some of the people reaction yavo vari kubva vaita based on those 2 minutes, kubva vatoti ko ndosaka asingawirirane nevamwe vanhu vese, ende vachamisa. He has got the right to say vanhu vasingafarirane navo. Inini nyangwe even that audio kana iri chokwadi ka, I will say kuti he is a human being. He has the right to say the people you feel he cannot associate with them. What's the problem with that? Isusu nyangwe tese mumuri dzedu isusu ka, unenge uchitorespectwa kunziko Mwenders, but ndogona kutotara naadzimai vangu kana musikana wangu kana mwana sekuru kuti uyu
adzimai hauna zvakutaura kuti musikana wangu.
Mira iwe kuenda mberi. So what we are saying,